Hey, Band of Brothers, it's Brian again, and I just wanted to share another quick devotion to you. Past couple of weeks, the Lord's been speaking into my life about the habitual roots in my life. And, you start thinking about habitual roots. We all have good habits, we have not so good, the bad habits. And, it's easy to really look at all of our good habits. We're faithful husbands, we're hard workers, we spend time with our kids, maybe we're very involved in our church, we're out there helping out our family and friends, maybe painting a house for them or just different things. We're doing good, 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 good. But a lot of times we don't really kind of look at the bad, 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 bad. And habits in our lives, they're all formed really the same way. Just because one's good grows the same way as it's bad. All habits start off small. Matter of fact, they won't start off like a really small seed. Like these trees behind me, some of them are 60 to 80 feet tall. Well, they didn't start off as a big tree. They started off as a small little seedling that was dropped into some fertile ground. And in our lives, we have habits that are dropped into our hearts, our souls, our lives, and we take it as, I want to try that. Or maybe we were given some instruction to do something, and we created that. And through repetition, it kind of became our habit. So when we look into our habits, and we recognize, okay, they start off small. Even today, the older we get, we always learn new habits, or maybe we have some habits that are not as big, they've been around a long time, we want to pluck them out. Well, when we can ID those really small habits that are bad, they're easy to pluck out. Kind of like this little sapling I'm going to pull out. Okay, I feel like Paul Bunyan. Here's this little sapling. It's about 1.5 feet tall. Got the roots and everything out of it. And I pulled it out. And in our lives, so many times there are things that we ourselves, we ID it, we recognize it. Doesn't take much effort to pull it out and get rid of it. But through our lives, as we start recognizing some bigger habits, it might take a little bit more work. I've got one right here I want to try to pull out. Might take a little bit more effort here. Okay. You can see I got a little bit bigger one here. And I got all the roots out. I don't think we're going to have any more growth there. But because of its maturity, it took a little bit harder. And you can see that the longer we have a habit, the bigger it gets, the bigger the root system is, it gets deeper into our lives, into our hearts, into our mindset, how we think, and it's harder to pull out. Now, here's where we run into some of the biggest challenges in our lives. Say you have a habit that you've had since you were a kid, or you had that secret habit, okay? And no one knows about it, but you nurture that thing. You've had it, you know it's bad, but it has become a part of the fabric of your life. It's kind of like these trees over here behind me. There's so many trees. There's big trees, small trees, there's bad trees, a lot of them are rotted, but they're in there. Well, if I try to pull out one of these trees by myself, I'm not going to be very successful. Watch. This is a bad habit I've had for a long time. I'm going to try to pull out. It's not going to happen. Why can't I do it? Hear that? Why can't I do that? Guys, when we're dealing with these habits, it's not the I. It's going to be God. And God's going to send men into your lives to help you overcome these old habits. You know, it takes a lot of work and a lot of specialized equipment, such as a chainsaw, such as maybe a big old dozer come in and start breaking up the trees and clearing out. You know, and in our lives spiritually, the same thing's got to happen. You know, we got to bring in specialized guys that have these tools, that have been through this kind of work, that have the scars, they've put out the blood and the sweat, and to really lay out a good foundation, and they want to do the same thing for you. So guys, these habitual roots that you have, and it's the bad ones, man, we can get them out. We got to do it together. Number one, through Christ, and number two, you got to have other men involved in your life that's going to speak into your life that will cause offense, all for the love and the glory of Jesus Christ. Recognize the fruit that those guys are producing, and then listen to them, and try to work on some of the things that they're pouring into your life. I encourage you guys, man, if you got, well, I know you do, any bad habitual things and you want to pull out by the roots, let's do it. ID the small ones, pull them out, work on the intermediate, bigger ones. You can start working on them. The big boys, man, get involved in that accountability group, that men's group. Try to make some contacts, okay? Know that you can do it. Guys, you're a part of the band of brothers. We love you. We're praying for you. And let's work on pulling these things out for the glory of God. Amen? Love you guys. Be blessed.